I'm back. I'm Roy for this Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, and it's Monday, which means it's time to open up my mailbox for a Mailbox Monday episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, where I answer your questions about copywriting, marketing, business building, and more. And I decided to title today's episode how to become a real copywriter, because, well, it'll make sense when you see and hear today's question. I do want to give you a quick update on the whole COVID situation. So we're still dealing with it in our house, but I'm feeling mostly better. Actually, everybody in the house is feeling mostly better. We're just trying to protect each other from getting it for those of us who haven't yet. And so, back to somewhat business as normal this week, hopefully. And we'll keep moving forward. So let's dive in with today's Mailbox Monday question here. We have it's a longer question, but yeah, I thought most of it was good to read. So first, I'm thankful for your desire and willingness to share your knowledge. I've been following your YouTube for a few months and highly value your honest, non-sugar-coated teaching style. Again, thank you. This is unrelated, but related. I've been learning all I can about copywriting over the last 4 months. I've attended the Titans 2-week intro training with Brian Kurtz. Absolutely love him. By the way, he's a friend for life and a client of mine. So yeah, I get it. I've been reading everything I can from Eugene Schwartz, Dan Kennedy, Clayton Makepeace, and many others. I'm highly motivated and spend about 10 to 12 hours a day consuming and practicing. What counsel would you give someone in my position on the best way to transition from studying and practicing to doing? I want to start testing and taking live what I'm learning. I'm most interested in the biz op and self-help spaces, but have owned business in ranging from custom software development to tent and geodome manufacturing and sales. So this is someone with a lot of business experience. Says, again, thank you, Roy. So if you have a full-time schedule available, first off, this jumped out at me, like 10 to 12 hours per day consuming and practicing. Don't spend all that time consuming and practicing. It's great that you're studying so much and learning so much quickly, and that's great, that's important, that's useful. But if you want to become a real copywriter, you have to go out there and you have to start doing it. You have to, the difference between a copywriter and somebody who wants to be a copywriter is a copywriter goes out there and finds opportunities to get paid through the words that they write. Now, that may mean that they actually go out and, well, we'll get into details about this, but they may mean that they go out and they launch products, services, whatever. It may mean that they create marketing for others. It may mean, lots of different things, but it's about putting out writing that goes into the marketplace to generate a specific result and hopefully is actually generating that result. And if you want to be a professional copywriter in the context of that being your career, you should be getting paid by clients for it, right? But no matter what, no matter how we're looking at this, the difference here is that consuming and practicing is not what a professional copywriter does. It's not what a copywriter does. Consuming and practicing is what a wannabe does. A copywriter actually does the work of writing copy. And so my first recommendation for you is if you have 10 to 12 hours per day, don't start by thinking that you have to spend all day long writing copy for clients or anything like that. Hopefully your schedule will fill very quickly. It sounds like you have a lot of experience and probably the capability to start off quickly. But dedicate even just 2 hours of the day to doing, not to consuming and practicing. Probably the first 2 hours where you have that most initial energy and excitement. But do things that involve being a real copywriter. Now, this may or may not be you, the person who asked this question, but what I frequently see is that studying and researching and learning copywriting is activity masquerading as accomplishment. What does that mean? It means you think you're getting something done because you have gone through another course, read another book, whatever, and this is coming from someone who sells you books and courses on copywriting. You go through this book, you go through this course, and you say, oh, I'm getting closer to my copywriting goal. I'm accomplishing things to get closer to my copywriting goal. When in reality, you can do that activity for the rest of your life and you will never be a copywriter. Practice and study are good. They're great until they become an excuse to put off the real work of being a copywriter, of doing copywriting work. And so I'm always more impressed by someone who does a little bit of work and then goes and finds the resources to learn to do that work better, and then does a little bit more work and finds resources to learn to do that work better and does a little bit of work. And it's that process of like actively putting it into the marketplace, actively doing the work, and then finding research or tutorials or whatever to support the active work that you're doing. It's this back and forth between learning and doing, learning and doing, and learning and doing that will serve you far better than any kind of like, oh, I'm going to spend the next 3 years of my life learning copywriting and then I'll be good enough, right? And what I hear in that, and then I'll be good enough, like I'm going to wait till I'm good enough. The reason we don't do the work is oftentimes it's out of negative emotions, right? We have a fear of failure or success, right? How is our life going to change because we are successful? That's something that a lot of people fear, like the friends that they will no longer have, the people that will reject them, or who are at least perceived to be someone who will reject them because they, got too big for their britches, whatever. Also, just the fear of rejection, of failure, of like, oh, I tried and it didn't work. That's can be really painful. I know me in particular, like I have huge feelings around that fear of rejection, of approaching a client and not being successful or whatever. And that hurts a lot. And it's still like we have to go into that feeling, not run away from that feeling. Self-doubt and lack of confidence, feeling like we're not good enough, we don't have the capabilities. You don't gain competence. You don't gain confidence until you have competence. You don't gain competence until you have the confidence to actually try to do the work. And you don't gain the confidence to actually try to do the work. I'm sorry. Confidence comes from competence. Competence meaning the ability to do the work. Competence comes from courageously doing the work when you don't know whether or not you will succeed. Courage comes from a commitment to do it even if you don't have confidence. And so you have to start. You have to start by committing to doing the work. You have to act with courage when you don't know if you will succeed or fail. When you act with courage, you gain some level of competence that, oh, okay, I'm figuring this out. And then when you are figuring something out, when you gain that competence, you gain confidence, right? And so many of us are stuck in this place of like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough because I don't have the confidence yet, when really you won't have the confidence until you act not knowing if you're good enough, right? And then there's this whole overarching feeling of shame, of feeling not good enough, of feeling like, not worthy of whatever. And it's lots of reasons that we don't actually do the work. My biggest recommendation for you is to recognize that these things are going to come up. These negative feelings are going to come up. They still come up for me. And I have, plenty of success in my work history. And you need to act in the face of these negative feelings. You need to accept that these feelings are normal and real, and that's okay. And then you act, then you do the work, then you go out and put yourself out there. You subject yourself to situations where you might fail. And then, learn that when you fail, it's not the end of things, that you're going to be okay. And you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you do it again. So you want to transition from studying and practicing to doing. The big thing here is to put offers into the marketplace. Get a job. Get a temporary marketing job. Get a part-time marketing job. Get a contract marketing job where you are working a few hours per week for someone, for maybe an agency that needs a little bit of extra help, right? Go out and find those opportunities. If you're not going to find those opportunities, they're not going to find you. Go out and find them. Get any client work. Offer, even if it means popping on Upwork for a while and selling yourself as an Upwork copywriter for a while, that is a place where there's a strong suppression effect on prices because there's way more copywriters than there are quality clients there. But it's an opportunity for you to just do some work and just get a project done and get a project done and get a project done and get a project done. And then you have some experience, and then you can build from there. You can build outside of a platform like that where you are more in control of your destiny, but get any client work. You can do affiliate marketing. Now, affiliate marketing is a potential minefield, okay? It has to be treated like a real business before it will actually become a business. But if you do things like define who your audience is and what products they might be most interested in, and start to develop a list, a relationship with specific people within your audience where you get them to sign up for an email list, and then you promote specific offers to them, then you have an opportunity to test your copywriting. It's a slower thing, but it can also be something that snowballs and grows and is really beneficial. Or build your own business. It could just be offers. It could be funnels. Again, this is more about learning and getting better than it is necessarily telling you that the entrepreneurialism and some new business is your path. But for example, when I was still learning copywriting and marketing, one of the things that I did was this publishing project with my dad. He had a video on how to cut foam wings for model airplanes. And I created a website to sell the video on how to cut foam wings for model airplanes. And I created email campaigns and stuff like that, and a little bit of paid search ads and things like that. And it was profitable. It didn't make a lot of money, but it was profitable, and it was a nice, I called them sandbox side projects to learn marketing and to actually put what I was doing into use. So, it could be a hobby project, it could be something small, it could be something that you don't expect to scale. The how to cut foam wings for model airplanes market was never going to be huge, but it was a great place to learn and to practice, right? All of this is about getting real experience and using real experience to build yourself as a copywriter to take that in whatever direction you want to go. And in so many of these cases, fear may rear its ugly head again and again and again. And that's why at 4 a.m. I have Google Calendar set up to send me a reminder. Do what scares you until fear has no power to stop you. Do what scares you until fear has no power to stop you. I used that to do something yesterday. I used that to take an action yesterday. This reminder to myself, do what scares you until fear has no power to stop you. And that applies across the board here. So the most valuable experience for any copywriter, I do just want to put this out there. You get a lot of copywriters who are very willing to write whatever when somebody else's money is on the line. But they have not gone through the experience of putting their own money on the line. So for example, me actually spending a little bit of money on paid Google search ads to drive traffic into that how to cut foam wings for model airplanes publishing project was a great way for me to have to know every single aspect of marketing. And so many of the great copywriters have dabbled or fully built side projects, right? Dabbled in or fully built side projects where they have invested their own money in advertising. Sometimes it's in the copywriting, marketing, advertising space. Sometimes it's completely separate. Sometimes it becomes their thing and they're no longer available to be hired for client work. But it's all about this different level of learning that comes when you put your own money on the line, even if it's just a little bit. And I will tell you, there is no faster way to force you to clarify your own thinking than to put your own money on the line in terms of paying for advertising and having to have it generate a real return. So my call to action for you today, number one, ask yourself, how can you use this wherever you're at in your career? How can you use this? How can you use this to, to grow yourself? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more content like this delivered to you. You can subscribe here. You can also check the links in the description for more opportunities, including subscribing to my emails. I will include a link to ask me your question in an upcoming episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I will be answering another question on copywriting, marketing, business building, and more. And that could be yours if you submit your question through that link. And I will include a link to the BTMSinsiders streaming library. It's like Netflix for copywriting and marketing marketing training. Pay one low monthly fee. You get instant streaming access to everything. And that's all available in the description if you check out the links there. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I will catch you again in tomorrow's episode with more value on copywriting, marketing, and more. Talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.